2025, a year for overcoming the odds.
There was some snow moving, and I just saw the snow moving.
Keeping the past alive.
We just realized that there's something special here.
Never giving up.
They see somebody of my age coming in, they probably wonder, what am I doing here?
And for the downright incredible.
We got his due date. Couldn't believe it was the 14th.
Settle in for an hour that will uplift and inspire.
I don't know if I'll fall on my face, but we're just gonna go faster.
Good evening, and thanks for spending part of your holiday with the First Alert 6 team.
Tonight, as we get ready to ring in the new year, we are celebrating some amazing people and stories from 2025. These examples of bravery, dedication, and skill all made for a memorable year.
And we begin with a heart-stopping blizzard rescue. You have to see to believe.
Here's First Alert 6's Aaron Hartley.
An incredible rescue caught on camera. March 19th, WOWT volunteer firefighters knew they had a job to do. By 10 a.m., heading out to rescue stranded drivers.
About that time is when we also lost internet in addition to power for the city of WOWT. The phone line, Verizon systems were overwhelmed.
With 911 systems down, rescuers had a difficult time making what would be the ultimate rescue. The department had received word that yet another driver was stranded on Highway 92, with snow blowing so hard it was almost impossible to see.
Grant had said, hey, there's still another one out there. And if I'm being honest, I was pretty adamant, like, no, there's not. I just drove that.
Carl Warford knew they had to find him.
You got to imagine where the snow drifts are is where the whiteouts are, where the most snow is blowing over. So we weren't seeing anything in that area.
After driving to Weston and searching up and down the highway, Carl and his partner Corey had no luck.
You're completely covered.
But like a miracle.
There was some snow moving, and I just saw the snow move, and I thought, what was that? About that time, I saw just the wrist of a hand pop up through the snow, and there was a full 2,500 3/4-ton pickup that was completely buried in snow.
The driver, Donald Yeckout, saved at just the right time.
The amount of snow cover on his vehicle, that if we wouldn't have found him in the timeline that we did, there's a high probability that he might not have made it home at all.
The vehicle that made that possible, this side-by-side, an ex-military unit, lent it to the department by the Nebraska Forest Service.
Having driven that strip of highway, I would consider 4 times by the time I went down and back twice. I don't think I can imagine another vehicle that's around here that could do that again.
With equipment like this and their well-staffed team.
Whether it was power line calls or rescues or routine medical calls.
Rescue events like this are just a part of what it means to be a firefighter.
It's our job. For somebody's got to go out there and do it, and I know that we had the best piece of equipment to do it. So if somebody's got to go do it, why not us?
In WOWT, Aaron Hartley, First Alert 6.
Every time I see that video, it's still incredible. Well, 2025 tested local homeless shelters' capacity.
As First Alert 6's Philip Katafamo found out, it also gave a 5th grader an idea.
The eve of his 11th birthday, Grayson Thomas created special kits to help unsheltered kids celebrate their special day.
They should be able to celebrate too.
The birthday box includes cake mix, frosting, and candles. To celebrate Halloween, candy bags were also added. Once complete, Grayson took the thoughtful donation to Open Door Mission.
It's a really big deal for our people to feel seen and to feel like people care about them. So for a young man to decide to provide birthday kits for parents who can make cakes for their children in shelter is just like above and beyond.
A report from Sienna Francis earlier this year showed 6,000 people experienced homelessness in Omaha yearly. Open Door Mission tells First Alert 6 about 200 of those affected are children.
Parents here want their kids to be, like every other kid, celebrate birthdays, and they're just not in a position to do it. So this made that a possibility.
The donation didn't stop at a birthday. Hygiene items were also included.
There's toiletries like razors, combs, shampoos, conditioners, all that, toothbrush.
Open Door Mission says those items go a long way.
Grayson putting kits together really bless people that can just come in, grab something when they arrive or during their stay here, and be able to have the basic necessities that I know a lot of us take for granted.
These kits are just one of several ways neighbors are helping neighbors.
There's so many people out there that need help, and I just want to do whatever I can to help.
A powerful message and inspiring example from a child with a big heart for others. Reporting in Omaha, I'm Philip Kitafamo, First Alert 6.
Now, Grayson's story doesn't end there. Our story caught the attention of Dunkin', and they decided to team up with Grayson to help families all over the state. The chain launched Free Donut Fridays, where Dunkin' gave customers a free donut for every drink purchased and donated $1 to Open Door Mission. The drive was for all Dunkin' locations in the state, and the campaign ends on January 9th.
In 2026, America will celebrate its 250th birthday. So we started marking the occasion on the last 4th of July with our We the People series.
One man inducted into the Douglas County Poll Worker Hall of Fame this year just doesn't miss elections. First Alert 6's Sydney Babb asked him why.
65 years. That's how long George Reed has volunteered during elections, never missing one.
What can I say? One of those things that happen in life that you bite the bullet and yeah, boy, it's pretty good.
Reed joined the Army as a young man. After returning from service for the summer, the then 22-year-old noticed the local elections board needed volunteers.
Summer camps are always during the summertime. So come April and May or November, why you could make the elections because you were not on active duty. So that's why I was able to make the 65 years without missing an election and still put 25 years in with the reserves.
Since George began volunteering, he's been a volunteer, clerk, precinct inspector, and now serves as a district supervisor at the age of 87.
I guess you'd call it, you keep going while they keep promoting you.
At the Hall of Fame ceremony, George received the state's highest civic honor, a Nebraska Admiral. The National Association of Secretaries of State also presented him with a plaque for his work.
When I seen this, wow, I was really humbled.
George doesn't see any reason to end his 65-year streak.
Oh, yeah, I keep doing so as I feel I'm capable, or they tell me I'm no longer capable, one way or the other.
In Omaha, I'm Sydney Babb, First Alert 6.
21 people were inducted in the Hall of Fame at that ceremony in August. Each volunteer has served at least 20 years at the polls.
And we are grateful for their service.
Absolutely.
Well, every year the College World Series brings people from all over the country to Omaha.
This year, I caught up with a pair of childhood friends with an unlikely journey to get here. Perspective changes as we grow.
There's a lot more that goes into being a human than playing baseball.
But some lessons are learned early in life, even for Little Leaguers.
Honestly, I don't even remember. It kind of knocked me unconscious a little bit.
When Connor Benge was 12, he was pitching in a game. No time to react. A line drive hit him in the head. It cracked his skull.
I was in ICU for 3 days.
Next step, the brain floor at Texas Children's Hospital. No one knew how much damage the trauma and swelling had caused. Family worried, would Connor still be the Connor they knew before the injury?
The thing I really remember is just being in that room and being like, I have to get out of here.
One of Connor's first visitors was Gavin Guidry, the 12-year-old from the other team who hit that line drive.
I can remember that day, like it almost felt like we had knew them for a long time. Just with my mom and his mom talking and our two dads walking out of the room and talking and chatting it up, and kind of felt like we just always knew each other.
Connor Benge didn't play baseball again for a year and a half. The trauma bonded Connor and Gavin. Even though one's from Texas, the other from Louisiana, they became best friends.
You kind of take a step back sometimes and you're like, dang, this has really come full circle. You know, it's everything that's happened has come from that.
Both young men continue to play baseball in college. Connor pitched in junior college. Gavin, as a freshman, was a key bullpen arm as LSU won a national championship in Omaha. 2 years later,
I hit the portal, and then they started recruiting me, and I was like, well, this would be a really cool thing to happen, you know.
It did. This year, Connor joined the pitching staff of the LSU Tigers along with his best friend, their teammates. They took the road to Omaha together.
We've been like best friends since we were 12 years old, so it's been like kind of just, you're just playing with your friend again. You're not really thinking about, the past that's happened or the trauma that's happened. You're just kind of like thinking of you're playing with your really good friend.
There's so much more outside of baseball for us. This is our lifestyle. This is what we choose to do every day. Just kind of a reminder of how quickly it can be taken from you, right?
Yeah.
Just it can be over just like that, you know, the sport and just life in general.
And on top of playing together, LSU went on to win their 8th College World Series.
Just another memory for those two to share. Well, we have a lot more to cover before the clock strikes midnight, including a tradition some feared was lost.
You feel horrible and you say, no way it's going to happen.
Hundreds answering a call to honor our nation's fallen, how they hope their work spreads across the community for years to come.
Plus, an oldie but a goodie, how Omaha inspired a hit from a classic rock group as First Alert 6 looks back at the inspiring stories of 2025.